Hello everyone, it's the Grand Strategy Nerd, and today I bring to you an early access game from Iceberg Interactive. It is Oriental Empires. Now, Iceberg Interactive is the same company that has brought you Endless Space 1 and 2 and Endless Legend. Three games I thoroughly enjoy. I did have Endless Legend on my channel for a little bit, and we just never got back to it. But Oriental Empires is not sci-fi. It's not fantasy. It is comes back to China, basically. I don't know why they call it Oriental Empires. It's really out of favor now, but I guess it does differentiate itself. I did want to say that thank you all for watching, and I am glad that you are joining me on this. So let's dive into this early access game. All right, so I chose to go with the grand campaign. You can also set up a custom game, but I didn't really want to do that. Right now in early access, you have the Shang, the Zhao, the Han, the Chu, and the Shu. Now each one has different, as you can see over here on the right, they have different pros and cons to them. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can just see how it changes over here, and I'll discuss what these different things mean as we go through our first playthrough. Kind of like the Han there. Power development rate increased by 20%, but it reduces their combat effectiveness by 10%. And the Chu has a boost to cultural development rate, but a combat effectiveness by 10% reduction. And then the Shu have two. They have value of trade increased by 15% and craft development rate increased by 20%, and then thought development reduced by 20% as well. They may be saying, I don't know what any of these things mean, and that's okay. Well, I'm going to talk about it as we go through here. All right, what we're going to do is that we're actually going to play as the Shu. And yeah. All right, so I still have the tutorial on. But let's just back it up here. This is a turn-based game, and it uses the old school WASD. Well, I think it's old school. You can't side scroll. But you are the king of your little Chinese city-state, and you have all these turns in order to figure out how do you handle everything growing up around you. Now, it is the same as other Iceberg games in that you have to set someone to explore, so it's, well, like Iceberg games and also like Civilization, in that you have to set people to explore. So we don't really have any explorers, although you can send someone to explore. Right now we have Lai Zhu, who is actually me. That is our character. See that by the little star, the circle in it. This is the faction leader. This is the king. And so he has Qi and he has Ren, which is virtue. Now they do different stuff, but in the end it doesn't really affect anything. But right now that's our only military unit. What do we have around us in our city of Pi here? Looks like we have a farm. 2 farms, basically. 2 farms? Yep, we have 2 farms. Nope, 3 farms. Okay. We are by a river. And we also have, you got to click on the banner. We also have settlers right now. So if we start, you can see that we have a little area right here where we can settle, and that's actually the only place we can settle. We can't choose to settle over here. Can't choose to settle down here. No, only where it has the little green Capitol building can you actually, or is it? Oh, it is a pagoda, and so that's where you can settle. Now you can march this guy around and figure out where to go. So let's send him up that way. Now the problem that we also have to pay attention to is one of bandits. So I'm going to bring my king along with them. Now, as I was reading off at the start, I was telling you about culture, I was telling you about knowledge, I was telling you about power. Well, those are all the technology and cultural things here. So you can see we have power, craft, thought, and knowledge. And each one of these things we can research, and you have to have something researching every single turn. Or yeah, well, I mean you could also get rid of it for some odd reason. So we have some military drill. We can increase our authority by 1. The rammed earth wall, increase farm food production, and also flood control, which reduces the effects of floods by 50%. Let's go and let's increase our authority. Our authority dictates how many towns or cities or settlements we can have under us. If we go back, right now we are at... I gotta click off of him. No. I actually forget where we are. How do we click off of him? I forget how you click off of him. There we go. I actually don't know what we have as authority right now. There we go. We have no authority. We have no culture. So we do have to remedy that. So that's why we're going to be focusing on authority and cultural stuff here. Now we do have a bit of a drawback here to thought, but anyways, we'll get into that later. Now we do have bonus to trade, so what we want to first do is really start to boost up our trade. Everything with a little coin here is for trade, and everything with this little lotus, I know it's grayed out, and it's hard to see, but this lotus is cultural points that we get for it. So you can have cultural victories in here if you want to. You can also see the effects of stuff. So not only with precious metal do we get an increase in culture by 1, but we also get a value of our bronze trade is increased by 30% as well. And then we also have jade working. Silk, jade, precious metal, or the foundry, bronze making. So we can clear forest with the bronze making. We don't need that right now. Oh, and we could also do decorated ceramics. Let's do this because that'll increase our trade of bronze. Now our thought, this is basically religious stuff. We're going to go with divination because we're going to get that authority up by 1 again. And then on to knowledge. We're going to use the calendar to increase our authority just a little bit more. Now there are other things over here on the right hand side. We could issue edicts, which we could do a Grand Commandment now, but it's actually going to give us negative authority, so I have found no need to do that in any of my playthroughs. We can get our balance sheet over here. Like I said, we can come back over here to see our players. And then the good old ledger. It gives us everything that we would ever need, or ever could need. Alright, so here we are in the city view. We can have people working. This is our labor pool down here. Now something that I did find out is that you can't just willy-nilly just build stuff. Now farms you always want building. Actually, I'm going to click off that. And the way to expand your borders here is to actually build farms on the outside. So we're going to expand across here, and we're going to expand here so that we can get this wild game. Now this wild game, as you can see, this will increase by 3 the food production of any settlement that controls it or has an adjacent territory. So if we have this, we increase our borders and also get that. Actually, I'm going to make that first. Well, second, I guess. And then that's how you expand going outward. There's also other things. Here's a rhinoceros down here. This will be receiving extra income of 60 each turn to anyone that controls it. The fish give an extra 4 food supply. And so there's just other things around here. Here's an encounter opportunity. And we'll get into those as well. But the big thing to remember is that your workers don't always like it. Now, one of the huge drawbacks I have, you can see that we have unrest in here. 29% for the nobles right now. The one thing I really don't like is local factors. As you can see, if you read all the way to the end, it says they will vary over the course of the game, but there is nothing you can do to directly affect them. It's like, too bad, you always have a base of unrest. Even though this says 0% right now, this will creep. It's actually 32, as you can see, because we have 18 for local factors that we can't do anything about. And it gets really annoying when you have to work to build up your cities or something, and your peasants just get too unhappy about it. It just gets to be very annoying after a while. All right, so we can also build city buildings. You can see up here in the top left. We're going to start off with the wooden palisade, which is 750 gold. I think it's gold. Ducats, whatever they are. You can also click on the little list here to show you what the benefits are of it. So we're going to build that. That's just basically going to protect our town. And then we can also build other things, bazaars. Right now we're too isolated to trade, so we don't need to worry about that. Granary is stores food to feed the population for up to 2 turns. So haven't really seen a good need for that. What we are going to build, though, is military units. You can see these little yellow heads over here tell you how much of each one that you can build at a time until you have to wait for it to come to refresh, basically. So we're going to build this peasant light spearman. No cost to recruit, but it does cost 15 for upkeep. All right, you see that now we've exhausted the 1 for manpower, so now we have to wait 8 turns in order for the next one to come about. All right, and they actually appear right away. If you have the manpower, they appear right away. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to send these light spearmen with the settlers, and I'm going to send Les Zhu to check on this encounter. Only your characters, either the leader or their heir, can do these little encounters that are out here. Once you've done everything that you can, you click on the gong. Bong. And they move, and I hate how slow it is, so we always fast move. Yes, suggestion. All right, I think these are moving together. Let me click, click, click. There we go, now they're moving together. All right, they don't move. Units don't move until the end of the turn, so that's something to be aware of. Nothing to do right now, we're just waiting for our first farm to get finished. And that's basically it. You see that if we go back in here, you can see that our peasant stuff jumped up to 20% already. And it jumped up to 20% because military service and labor service. See, peasants don't like working. Filthy, lazy peasants, but they don't like working. So even though you have to use them to build up your town, they get resentful for it, for making their town nicer. Okay, these are very important, these messages. If you want to click on it once, it brings you to it. If you click on it twice, double click it, it actually brings up what's happening about it. My lord, I'd be honored to join your service and provide advice on how it is. Ooh, that's steep, but our power advancement rate increases by 13%. I say we do it. That's good. And then you can also see that, yes, we have a farm built. Hooray for us. All right, so now we're losing money here. We have 155. So nothing wrong with that. But just have to be mindful. And now Les Zhu can go around because he is our player character. We can figure out what is around here. So let's, I know I'm zooming around here. Here's another encounter. Let's go running down to that. Now we are going to run into it sometime. There should be bandits around here somewhere. Ah, we have a new heir. Now the new heir, whenever they come on, they actually appear right away. This is Les Zhu. And they come with their own bodyguard right away. So we're going to just leave them there. No reason to really leave. We are in winter, so right now our units are taking attrition. But as you can see, we have some very nice settlements up here. And what it looks like, we have copper. We have copper in the hills around us. All right, let's go up to this settlement on the hill. Settlement area on the hill, I should say. Whoa, that went a little fast. All right, I think we're good there. Got another farm. Hooray for us. So now we get the benefits of the wild game, which is just going to increase our population even more. Ooh, there's an encounter site up here. Do I see any bandits? I don't. I'm actually going to take him and run him up here to get this. All right, useful resources. As you can see, we want to try to settle within 3 hexes of a wild game or fish resource to boost food protection. Settle next to a rhinoceros source to increase income. I don't believe there's any rhinos up here, but, well, let's go as far as we can here on one move. You can actually move around this little cutscene. It doesn't show you what it is until the end of the turn, if you uncover anything, the vision. There's our first bandits. Let's do our encounter. Famous warrior! Oh, man! No way, that's way too expensive. Alright, we are actually done with our craft. Now, I'll show you, I won't go to it right now because I'll show you what, there is a warning that says, hey, you don't have a technology right now. What we are going to do is we're going to actually attack them right now, and this is able to show off the battle plan function here. So if I click on the battle plan, it brings up all these nice little diagrams. Right now we are in the attack, which is that we basically attack right away. We could also do charge, which is that you charge headlong into battle. You could harass someone, but this is to be used engage in melee on very favorable terms. Cavalry chariots and foot units entirely armed with missiles may skirmish away from attacking characters. You try to outflank them. You try to ambush them. And you can also defend, support, or withdraw as well. So that's if someone's really low. You can attempt to just withdraw right away, so you can save a hurt unit or something like that. So we're going to leave it as this. Now you may say, well, that's really small there. It's a really small group, but remember, we got the king with us, so this should go just fine. They have one spearman, and we have bodyguard, which is kind of like an elite unit. So here's the thing that I was telling you about. It has the technology warning letting you know that you don't have a technology selected. So if we click on this, you wanted to click on the cancel there. We also have a stack without orders. Oh, that's them up here. All right, it looks like we have nothing here, but this is 1, 2, 3. So we'll actually move back down here so that we will settle over there in order to be close to this copper. Let's go and give. We need a craft. And we will select bronze making. All right, now we could also, I would think, nope, okay, we're not being able to build it, but could. And this is still too isolated for trade, okay. Now we get to witness the battle. Boom, boom, battle to the west. You can also click on this handy little thing. It brings us to the battle, and you can just see the detail here. This is actually on, this isn't the highest resolution, but I really like how detailed it is. Now you could also speed this up if you want to. You can see it's just hewing down the people. Remember, these are the elite bodyguard of the king, so we are just tearing through them. And these are just bandits as well. Alright, so let's speed it up, and they run away. Huzzah! Well, I don't know what they say in China, but huzzah. That actually gained us an authority point because we won that battle. And then you can see the battle report if you wanted to as well. And we got our wooden palisade. We have walls around here now. And let's leave it. Are we going to leave it? Yeah, let's give them some. No, they're not that upset. You have to keep on building farms. I mean, you got to make people. And have the people eating to make babies. Right, we're going to keep on harassing them because they're just going to move towards our town here. And now we're going to settle here. There is Chengdu. And right away, we can come in here and we'll start our 2 farms. Yes, and build a mine. Yeah, we will build a mine then as well. Well, that is our first episode here to show off Oriental Empires from Iceberg Interactive. Excuse me, from Iceberg Interactive. I really think that you guys should pick this up when it's available. It is a fantastic game. You can find it on Steam. But I was lucky enough to have the nice folks at Iceberg Interactive ask me to demo the game, and they gave me permission to show it off as well. So I thank you guys very much. I hope you do enjoy Oriental Empires. It's going to be on a couple more episodes just as we get started to see all the ins and outs of the game as we go through it. Be on the lookout for Oriental Empires from Iceberg Interactive. I thank you all for joining me here on the Grand Strategy Nerd. Feel free to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and if this is your first time here, thank you for watching until the end. Please click on that red subscribe button. Lets me know that I'm doing a great job and that you want to see more Grand Strategy games from me, the Grand Strategy Nerd. Till next time, everyone, good night and good luck.